Hello everyone, welcome to my new Let's Play series. I am Bistecca and I'm going to play Satellite Train, which is an old game called by many people the spiritual successor to Syndicate, and I made a Let's Play series about Syndicate as well in the past. I will explain you shortly what this game is all about, but first I will need to skip the main screen of the game because it has a very loud music, and I will start the game and show you the introduction of the game, and then we will talk about the game, what it is about, and what else. Creating a new user. I will show you the tutorial so that you will understand a little bit more what I'm doing. I'm not going to use any enhancing difficulty modes, whatever. And now I will have to choose my own symbol and color, not this one. And here comes the introduction of the game.
And cybernetics pioneer Dracogenics is making headlines with what they're calling instant consciousness transferal technology. But many are already referring to it as resurrection tech.
Investors are scrambling for a piece of Dracogenics. The list of wealthy donors has increased, with celebrities and politicians from around the world jumping on board. The ResTech satellite network has expanded globally, making Dracogenics a household name
Allegations
overnight.
swirling today as rivals accuse Dracogenics of trading immortality for political influence. Federal authorities were called to investigate.
Continuing civil unrest today following the privatization of city services. Dracogenics security forces clashed with rioters all through the night and into the
Dracogenics
morning.
CEO Stephen Dengler was exonerated today as the newly appointed judge dismissed the charges, calling them, quote, frivolous and unfounded.
Dracogenics have nobly provided their own private security force to assist in subduing the last stubborn holdouts of the city's poor and desperate. They announced the offenders are safely confined to the lower levels of the city where the conflict...
Dengler responded today to claims of a new threat from a shadowy corporate rival. Answering a call to action from stockholders, Mr. Dengler denied rumors of ResTech secrets being stolen in an act of corporate espionage.
This just in, we're hearing that city police have apprehended a suspect related to the wave of recent anti-Dracogenics attacks. City security forces have the suspect now in custody after a gunfight with police that left several
Come in. Okay, comms are a go. Hi, I'm your company contact, providing mission intel and support. Call me Tag. I'll supply data to assist with side jobs. But remember our overall mission here, breaking Dengler's monopoly on ResTech and taking the authority and power it gives him. We're running a ResTech system ourselves, but it's flaky as hell. Its range is limited to our relay beacons, and there are no long-term backups. So if you lose an agent, don't wait all day before hitting upload. It's not perfect, but it might just give us the edge we need. We've re-established a signal with one of our agents, but the others are scattered, so first thing we need to do is to reassemble the team. Voice comms will be minimal for most of the op. Communications are heavily monitored in the city, so encrypted text is our most secure way of keeping in touch. I'll open up voice channels again when necessary. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Tag out.
Okay, back. So, like Syndicate, like it was in that game, where you would be able, controlling your agent like I am now, I am some sort of commander on high ground, controlling my agents for all the missions. In the old game Syndicate, it was just the same. You could use some kind of cheap persuadertron to influence the brain of standard civilians or law enforcement and even the other corporation. In this game, it's all about cloning. You will have the chance to transplant the consciousness of your own agents into fresh bodies of other people, and you could also hijack with your hacker. It's another agent that you will have later. You can hijack their own body, cancelling their consciousness and installing a temporary one in them. Basically, this is what the Dracogenics figured out, what they did invent. And Dracogenics is a big corporation, like many other in this game, which are competing for the control of the cities and the nations and the world. We are another kind of corporation which is trying to climb the ranks in power for control, of course. And the Dracogenics are our sworn enemies, basically. So, this is the tutorial, and we will do briefly what they tell us to do, just to get to know a little bit better of the game. This is the minimap. Here is our agent. You can zoom in and out. I will show you later. These are our finances, credits, the number of scientists for research available, and let's do what they tell us to do. Focus on the target. Okay, how about zooming in and out? Of course. Select our agent. Move it here. Sprint. The red bar is the health, and the yellow bar is the stamina. Like in here, sprinting will use stamina. Another thing that you can do when the mouse cursor changes like this, you will go to that position and the agent will go in color, and enemies will not see you if you're in cover. And moving from cover to cover, he will stay as low as possible. See, this enemy is not seeing me because I am in cover. Now, a little bit of fighting. Weapon button to reveal the foldout. You always have to have a pistol and a secondary, or primary actually. The pistol is the secondary, which has unlimited bullets, and the primary weapon at the moment is a Uzi. It has a limited amount of bullets. Okay, I'm selecting it, and I am fighting this guy. Okay. Space to toggle the weapon, holstering it or not. If I am red, I will have my weapon drawn, and now I don't, which is safe to go around. I will not arouse suspicion. Enemies will drop ammo boxes, which will replenish the amount of ammo. This is the weapon ammo, this white bar, and this is the amount of ammo loaded into the weapon. Let me show you. If I force attack, I'm firing, he will reload and use a little bit of ammo of the white bar, which is the total one. And picking up the ammo from the dead enemies will replenish the total ammo. Okay, now, in the game there are many obstacles which are difficult to pass. I cannot go like that because the door is closed. And there are terminals or security systems which I can interact with, and they will have some impact on the game, like opening doors, shutting down cameras, and like that. Alright. We have a log here to recap the information that we got. I will show you later what is this in this menu. Okay, stay in cover. So move in cover and move to cover, and he will hunker down while moving. We have a camera here. Camera will spot you if you enter his its light source. So we will have to be stealthy, avoiding camera. If I shoot out the camera, I can destroy it, but enemies will come, local enforcements will come to investigate, and they may spot me. So if I want to stay in cover, I have to move from cover to cover while the camera is not looking at me. Okay. Now he was mentioning, the game was mentioning briefly something about the alert level. Yeah, this is our alert bar. Some places in the game are like trespassing zones, the red ones, and as soon as you enter one, you become suspicious. Alert level 0, but suspicious. So any law enforcement or cameras that spot one of your agents into trespassing zones, into authorized personnel only zones, they will get suspicious and come and investigate on you. The more suspicion actions you do, like shooting or carrying weapons and something like that, the more this bar rises up to this next one, the second one, and the third one. Based on your total suspicion, the enemy will try to either arrest you, apprehend you, attack you, kill you on sight, and possibly disintegrate. What else? So you have to be careful about that in the game. We reach the spot like tag, which is our source of information inside our corporation mentioned. We have to depend on this kind of relay beacons, which increase the coverage of our operability. Can you say that? I don't know, maybe. In the city. So our main job is to establish as many relay beacons as possible so that we can cover all the field with our operations, because relay beacons will work as respawn points in basic terms. Oh, we received just another agent, and whenever you die, you will respawn at the nearest relay beacon. Moreover, relay beacons will work like healing station for health, armor, shields, stamina, and they will lower the alert level much faster than standing in the open. Okay, now the game wants us to select the secondary, which is besides first agent. We are going to have 4 in total. First agent is the sword. Second agent is the support. The third agent is going to be the hacker, and the fourth agent is going to be the infiltrator. Let's select the support. Now the game wants us to select all of them. We can use it like this, or with a click on this button here, or Control A, which is going to be all the same, selecting all the agents and moving them together. Now, closed door, we have to intervene. And the game says it's not enough. Why? Because there are 2 controls. So one feature of the support is the world scan ability. By pressing this button or Y, it shows some kind of radar from above, and you can see that this door is commanded by 2 terminals, 1 and 2. So I will have to send 1 soldier here, and I will have to maneuver them together. Can you make it? Yes, you can. Good. Okay. Scanning. Okay, cover. During this whole Let's Play series, I will not bother reading all those things, because if you want, you can pause the video and read it by yourself if you want, and most of the times it's just text that many of the viewers don't care about, so I'm going to skip it. So now the game wants us to stay stealthy and avoid this guy here. Okay, next position which we are going to reach is this one, so we'll have to stay in cover. It seems like in this game sound is not an issue, so our guys running will not alert enemies. They are going only after sight, which is cameras and their own sight. Blah 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 blah. I am now in a standard zone. This point is the origin, the start of the transpassing one. So let's go through this door. And we can say that from this point it's the beginning of the big city. No doubt, yeah. I will show you later. Okay, these are civilians. Civilians have their routine, they do what they want to do in their own game. Next thing we have to pass is this door, which is controlled by this terminal, and this one has, you see the white light, this one has one level of security. If you click on it, you will see that your guys, your available agents, do not have enough experience. They have a chance, but it's not a guarantee that they will manage to open it. And the more white lights the terminal has, the more difficult it's going to breach, to hack it. And of course it says I require a hacker with the hacker level 1. So in this position we are going to get our third agent, which is the hacker. And to do that we have to check if some of those civilians are bribable, corruptible, because the hacker is in this facility. So we have to let our world scan go, and as soon as he managed to do his things, you can see that we have found a corruptible civilian. So we now have to corrupt him, we have to pay him, bribe him, and they will let us enter and let our hacker out. I spent 50 credits to get the security key. Now we can go in. One agent was enough. They do their things and we get our reward, which is the hacker. In the game we will have to do this same thing many times, entering those kind of doors to get some kind of rewards. We are breaching in, we are robbing banks, we are stealing prototypes, information, blueprints, and what else. Now we have our hacker, and our hacker is able, you can see that hacker can do it with no problem. Hacker is able to hack the terminal. And we can pass. most doors have both sides the controls, so that you will never have to be stuck. Oh, we have to place another relay here. Okay. The game says we have to buy a silencer. Right. We can equip our agents only in proximity of relays. Now, the game wants us to buy a silencer, and we are going to buy that. We go to the loadout section and the weapon section. This is the weapons that our soldier, support, and hacker. And these are the weapons that our soldier has in this moment. It has a sidearm, which is a pistol, and small machine gun, an SMG, using. So we have to click on the pistol, we have to click on the augmentation for the pistol, and we have to buy the silencer. Okay, 350 credits are gone, and now our soldier has silencer. Later, when I will have more money, I will buy silencer for everyone because they are useful. I will switch weapon on my soldier, which is the pistol plus the silencer. And as soon as you switch weapon, you will have to holster it again. Okay. Now, this is a zip line. You can have your agents travel through actually with the zip line and reach other zones which are blocked by obstacles. And not everyone is able to safely use the zip line. In this case, this is scripted, and you can see that the hacker is going to fall down. But anyway, during the game, it's just the same. One agent is going to be able to, and the other is it's just a dice roll. They may randomly fall down or not. Okay, I have to force them to use. Hold as to force use. Okay, and they will zip it through. And our guy fell, so we have to revive him. Reviving will never replenish his full health, but during the normal course of the game, there is some kind of regeneration, which is augmentable later. We can increase it. Energy regeneration, health regeneration, armor regeneration, shield regeneration, they are all passives which are always working, and you can increase those with other means. So let's have our hacker hack this one so we can push through. And let's go. Okay. Now we are going to learn how to do stealth kills, which are only working with silencers. So we have to select our soldier, which is equipped with the silence pistol. Like said, sound is not an issue. We have to just stay out of the sight of this guy, and as soon as we are in reach, pressing Alt plus right click, you can see the headshot, and it works versus anyone. It doesn't matter how much armor or shield it has, the headshot, the stealth headshot is always working. Okay, now we have to pass through this zone here, which is another trespassing zone. We can force our way through by killing those. and the camera will probably see us, or we can try to stealth it. This is probably the control of the camera, because cable is going towards the camera. So we can just run here. They have a range in which they will be able to see us. Let's disable the security camera. Okay, camera is down. It has a timer. It is going to be back up after this timer is over. And we could now try to sneak by and open the door, or kill the two guards. It's your choice. In this playthrough I'm going to play stealthily as much as possible, and that means that I'm not going to be bullet man. I'm not going to force my way through with raw force. I like playing stealth games, and that is what I'm going to do in this game too. I'm going to use stealth as much as possible, avoid fights whenever possible, sneak, headshots, and like that. Okay, we are now out from the no trespassing zone, and this is the actual start of the game. And I can take a little bit of time and explain you something. Okay, let's place our beacon. Mission control is the place where sorry, where I will have to deal with my missions available. This is the city, sorry. Okay, let's show you. This one was the tutorial area, and this is the city. It is split into quadrants, into grids. This is the first one, which we have available. The next ones are going to have a barrier, some sort of checkpoint, which you have no permission for now. You will have to get those permission to cross the borders. And of course, each section of the city is filled with bigger and harder enemies. So this is the starter ones, and we can see that we have to cover all the sector with as many relay beacons as possible, which is our first job. And throughout the city there will be city sectors, there will be regions like this one, or all the red ones, which are no trespassing zones, and they are property of city factions or the mega corporation. In this case we can just see this one because we have to explore the city for everything else. And this is the downtown police facility where our infiltrator is under arrest. And the second mission would be to go there and rescue him. I'm going to do that first because then I can show you all the abilities of all the agents that we have. Like you see here, rescue the infiltrator. This is my first priority, and we can buy information to help us overcome the possible obstacles. So we found a dirty cop, we can pay him, and like I'm doing now. And we just learned that we have access on this facility from the west side, which is better than entering from the front and having to face all the enemy forces. So, let's switch to pistols, and now we will have to go through the city, and we go, what do you want to do? Okay, I have to activate the ping because so that it shows you in the map where you have to go, and in game you will see the ping as soon as you reach nearby that position. This one is a level 2 hacker obstacle. I am at the moment, I only have level 1. If I click on this, you can see that each agent of mine is not able to guarantee a successful hacking. If you try to hack it, you may be lucky or you may be unlucky and get some kind of backfire. In this case, you will get an energy overload that will shock your agent who tried to hack this thing, and maybe he will get only just a little bit of damage, or maybe he will get knocked out. Anyway, let's go and this is a drone. Okay.
Alright, we're in business. The company's got me all set up to help us take Dengler down. His control over Dracogenics gives him control over ResTech, and his control over ResTech gives him control over everyone who wants it. I helped smuggle an older version out of their R&D labs, and we're going to use it to keep your agents in the field despite casualties. But that's a short-term fix. Long-term, a benefactor has supplied us with a virus that we can use to take control of his ResTech satellite systems. Ultimately, our plan is for you to get into Dracogenics' main tower to install the virus directly into their hardware. Right now, though, we've got to build up our company's presence here, working on getting you all the gear, money and tech that we'll need to make that final assault, because I don't think they're going to let us just waltz through the front door.
Okay, now we have, soon we will have to deal with the cloning thing, which I will explain you later, as soon as we can find it out in the mission. And basically, we have our agent's brain, let's say brain consciousness stored somewhere, and we are using those bodies, which can be exchanged with new ones and possibly better ones. Or do I have to go this way? By hijacking some civilian bodies, or I can show you now. We have some civilians here, and you can world scan, and you can see the world scan is trying to identify the characteristics of each body of them. If you click on one of them, you can see that if you want to understand their physical characteristic, you have to pay some money. I will never do that because it's useless. You can just hack or hijack anyone. At level 1 you can hijack civilians and standard guards. Actually not standard guard, I think. You can hijack civilians, and when you have hijacked them you can see their characteristics. I will show you now right away. I'm waiting for these guards to move away. Because hijacking, of course, is against the law. And there are some more coming here. Maybe I can hijack this one. Let's see. Hijack this civilian. As you can see, it's a suspicious action. And we got our hijacked civilian. This one. The option, it can be used as a mid shield. He can fight, of course, he is armed. Everyone in this game is armed. This button here shows the hijacked information, and as you can see, I just hijacked her actually, it's a woman, and these are the information. I can keep this woman body, because right now I just erased her brain. I can keep this body for my own purposes by clicking this button. It will send her back to my collection of bodies, or I can just release her and she goes by her duty again. So I erased my overwriting program basically. And you can have as many bodies as you want. Of course, some are not that useful, but the better stats a body has, the more you may want to keep it. And each time you have one agent dying... Oh, by the way, vehicles in this game are just cosmetic. They don't do anything. You cannot use them. They will never pass over you. I was saying, each time one of your agents dies, he needs to be recloned and resent to one of the relays. Each time a body gets cloned, the more that he gets cloned, the lesser, the worse degradation the original body will have. And slowly all those juicy characteristics that you found on one of those bodies will degrade to zero. So you can throw that body away basically. This is the place that I wanted to reach. In this door we will find our infiltrator. We now have to enter from this side, which is the place that we got an information from that guy that we bribed, we paid for. And from this moment on we are in a trespassing zone, which means we are getting experience from that for each of our agent. Doing actions in the game like breaching doors or hacking terminals gives you some XP, but the most XP you will get is by doing the same things in a no trespassing zone. So by standing in here I am getting XP for my agents. Of course I could stay here and wait AFK to farm to grind for some XP, but it's not my objective. I am trying to go and save my infiltrator right now. I have to remember that my soldier has the silenced weapon, while everyone else doesn't have it. So I could go, and the first thing I should do is going to hack the cameras. I'm sending my hacker to do that. These purple terminals are mostly always for camera systems. This glowing box here is an ammo box, which you can use to replenish your ammo for the main gun, not the secondary pistol. And this one is a level 1 security terminal, which my hacker is able to hack. Door is open. I'm going in. And I am saving my infiltrator now. Plus, on top of that, I acquired some prototypes, which are mostly random. And you can see that the guy which entered the door has the little bag icon on his number. I should be able to sprint. Yeah, I made it. If one of those guards would have seen me, his flashlight color would turn in orange, and they will start coming to my last known position, which was probably here, and they will start investigating. And you can avoid that by continuously moving and getting into cover and interrupting the line of sight, so that the enemies will have to track each time their last known position. But if they cannot see you at any one time, they will stop and go back to their patrol route. Same thing with the cameras. You can avoid cameras. If you get caught by a camera, you just need to sprint out of the camera view range. Now they are in action again. And the camera will lose track on you, and it will start scanning again the standard positions, standard patrol of the camera. Okay, let's go out of the trespassing zone, back to the safe zones, let's see, like that. And in this case, as soon as you reach out, you complete the mission. And you get an autosave. So we did rescue our Infiltrator, and on top of that we got some prototypes, which are definitely random, because the last time I played, before I started this Let's Play series, I got something else. Okay, now it's the time to show you a little bit of the what do you want me to do now? Okay, of course, research. I got those prototypes. I need to research them, because if I'm going to use the prototype, I have only one prototype. And if my agent, the agent that carries it, dies, and I am not able to recover it, I will lose that prototype. So the research is helping me in this way. I research the prototype so that I will be able to replicate at will, for a cost, of course, and as many times as I want for my agents. Actually 4 times, because I only have 4 agents. In this case I have a laser pistol or an assault rifle. There are 3 kind of weapons: ballistic weapons, laser weapons, and plasma weapons. Each one of them has different outcomes against the total damage, versus shield damage, versus armor, and versus droids. As you can see, the ballistic weapon has high damage, but mediocre against shield and armor, and the laser has high damage versus shield and low damage versus armor, and very high damage versus droids, inorganics. This is a laser pistol. So I'm going to research this assault rifle for the moment, which is a good weapon, actually, better than the Uzi. And there is another problem. I would need researchers, scientists, to be able to research on my own. Since I don't have any stuff available, it's going to take me more money, as you can see now, if I start the research. It will be outsourced, which is going to have a higher cost than if I had my own scientists, researchers. So I have to pause the research. We don't have much of the way of company funds. It would be best to find the researchers and resume once we can have more finances available. So the game is telling me that I should go find scientists, find researchers. I'm going to follow this one briefly. It will show me where to find some researcher. We have one here, so we go there. Okay, let's clear these things, well, one at a time, so that maybe you may want to pause the video and read. Money tells me that each city grid has a bank and ATMs which I can hack and steal money from those. Terminals, we already saw terminals. Stealth kills, we saw stealth kills. Arresting is what happens when the local enforcement spots me and comes to arrest me, of course. So let's go and get that. More or less in here. One good thing to do while moving is always tapping briefly the world scan, because you don't have to wait for the recognition process to stop, to finish. You can just tap it and it will go and scan all the nearby people for potential researcher, because once I get this one, there are many more in the city and we can find them by tapping like this. Now maybe one of those will become one. Not yet, actually. And researchers and other potential useful civilians will get a yellow dot on the minimap. So now I'm going to do a thorough world scan, and I will get probably one of them as an informer. Actually, none. Yeah, one target found. This one is a researcher. I can bribe him for 100 credits, and I will finally get my researcher. Okay, I have one researcher available. I can now... oh, sorry. Well, never mind, not a problem. I can now start my research if I want. Problem is, the total cost is 5,000 and I only have 1,000, so I will have to secure some other ways, some other funds. Find research mission is complete, and it gets darkened because it's completed. Find fresh clones. Let's do this one. Same position. Let's go and check it. Okay, it has been already spotted. Select the civilian. I could purchase info, and I will have to do that because it is required for the mission. So I paid 50 credits and it shows me the characteristics. It looks like a good candidate. Let's hijack him. Okay, we will hijack him if police is not going to interfere. So I have to wait. I will have to follow him. Camera here, I will have to be careful. He's going upstairs. Okay, no red dots. I will hijack him now. Sorry, I need to hijack this one. I was trying to hijack my own agent. No red dots. Red dots are enemies. I'm here. Okay, and I can send this one back to my cloning facility. Festy dog return for cloning. So now I can go here with all my agents. This is a spot for the relay beacon that I have to place down. And each time you place down relay beacons, it will show you something on the map. New positions, new facilities, like this one, which is the bank, and you can go there and rob it for a big amount of cash, which will be do it later in a different video. Okay, and now that I have cloned that guy, I have to go near a relay beacon because it works faster with a relay beacon, and it doesn't grade the body too much. So cloning, I have this one, which is the new clone. I will be use it for my Infiltrator, which is the guy which I'm going to use the most. And this guy has a speed of 9% better than my Infiltrator statistic, so I will have to apply, and instantly my Infiltrator will have that body changed, sent, I don't know how, sent from above, and I can delete the old one which has no characteristic. And from now on my Infiltrator is going to use this body, this festy dog body here, which has this characteristic. Each time this Infiltrator gets respawned without using a relay beacon or gets killed, these characteristics will degrade, and slowly they will go towards zero, and I will have to find new bodies available. And long story short, the better bodies are from guards, bodyguards, law enforcement, and private company military forces. So I can skip the civilian thing at all. And right now I'm going to save the game, and I will see you in the next episode, where I will explain you from the start the characteristic of all those things, and we will try to find some finances for our own purpose. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.